First job with this. First big job. Four straight days, 8 hours a day. Never missed a beat. Worked flawless. But it was also, below freezing. And I know that I have an issue with overheating, and it's from the, I think it's from the hydraulic. Either the filter or the sock. So we're going to change the filter today, and then see what it's going to take to change. I think I just gotta spin the cab around and get the drain right there, and I can drain out the hydraulic tank into a clean bucket or two and then reuse it. I'll see how much this holds though. But for now, what we're gonna do is, the cab is, my hold downs are in there, but they're not tight enough, and this screw here that you use to lock down the cab isn't lining up, so we're going to figure that out. And I need to go get my door back, the old door, because this one's in worse shape. So I'm going to go get the old door back, and I ordered a window for there. So I don't know how you change this window. I don't know if this comes apart. I don't know what's happening. But anyways, let's get that filter in. I don't know why I didn't get a socket and impact, but this is what I grabbed. 17 millimeter. This has got a spring under it, so just be careful when you're taking it off. Make too much of a mess. If you have this cap on here, just make sure you press that button to release the pressure. Look at that. I can even let it go in the tank just by hitting that button. That's pretty cool. Okay. Let that do its thing for a minute. Let me get rid of this filter and bring it back. I'm going to try to see if I can see down to see where the sock is, but the sock is all the way down here. So there's like 10 or 12 gallons of fluid in here. So I won't be able to see through it. It's not dirty, it's clean, because I just put 5 gallons in it, and the sight glass the oil is nice and clean in it. But for now, we're at least going to put a filter in it. See if that does anything. Goes. I didn't get a new O-ring for this. It goes right here. And I see that I'm going to have to because it's a little squared off. But it doesn't leak, so we'll put this in for now and revisit that. Because I'm going to have to dump all the fluid out of this anyways to replace that sock. And easiest way to fill it is from this opening right here. That's it. Now I gotta figure out how to take this window out and how to install a new piece. They sell them, this piece and this piece separately. I think you can buy the whole thing, but you know, I just bought the front window, so I gotta figure out how. This is a stopper right here. Keep the window from sliding back too far. And the frame, I have a feeling the frame is just glued in with this black goop. And then when you lay it on the front here, you can pop the windows out from the back side. But I don't know. Kind of look into that. See what we can do. Next thing, that handle there, it's new. Put one on each side. And it looks like it's locked in all the way, but how much play do we have? Yeah, see, I can move that. That latch up a little bit, those bolts. You just loosen them and slide it up a little bit to take care of some of that gap right there. But I don't want to rely on those latches. So what needs to happen is this bolt, let me shut this door real quick. This bolt right here is supposed to bolt into the side of the framework in here. Down. Right down there. That hole right there. But it's not lining up. I'm going to push the cab. I'm going to unlatch the cab here. And the way you do that is you got to push on that thing. So I got to get... I lubed all those up a long time ago, so this should move. Yeah, like that. Right here. So do I gotta hold it? Do these click open or what do they do? No. That should just pop up, right? Oh, nope. Alright, so I gotta do it at the same time. There we go. So this thing here is supposed to screw into there. And I'm not lining it up. Does this move? Yes, it does. So I need to loosen these two bolts here, move this around until it lines up, and then tighten it. As far as these things, that's weird. So that locked it. Did it not go far enough, maybe? Hang on, let me see. Oh, that's why it didn't go far enough. I was only moving it a little bit. I was only moving it to like there, not latching it all the way. Now it's open. Okay. All right. Let me, well, first let's slide these up. Yeah. So I think I just got to slide these up a little bit. All right, I'm using wrenches again instead of impact. That's all I got. Oh, I see what has to happen. The other one has to move. I put these all the way down just because that's where they were. Okay, this one here, we can drop these down a little bit, but before we do that, you see, you loosen up these jam nuts right here, and then there's nuts on the bottom that you can tighten up by hand, and then just tighten these back up so you don't have to fish around underneath. That's gonna take bigger than that. Okay, I wonder if it's 17. This machine's got a lot of 17 millimeter on it too. I'll get a 14. Oh, it's bigger than
No, it's not. Oh, there's a loose too. Okay, so we're gonna bring them to about there. Tighten up the bottoms. Oh, because there's no nut on them. That's why. This one lost a nut. That's why the cab's been banging around. Alright, I gotta take this off. Let's see what I can find. See, it's got this backer plate and two of these nuts. One of them is missing. It's sitting down there. No, it fell. I'll be right back. So I went and bought a spacer, a couple extra nuts, and we should be okay. Oops, dropping them everywhere. If the spacer fits, which it does not. I bought a thinner one. It might fit. It does. And it's the same height, so we'll just use this one instead. So, what we need to do, put the nuts all the way up here. Right? Yeah. I was looking through my junk drawer for nuts and bolts and stuff, and I just could not find any metric. You guys are a low battery. Let me hook you up for a little bit. Tighten these up on the bottom side by hand, and then just crank down on these as tight as they go, and that's locked in good. So that seems like the height I want it. Those ones over there need to move down too, so I'm going to go work on those real quick. These two bolts loosen up here, so now this thing moves around up and down side to side. So I'm going to put the cab down, line this up, and see if I can't get it to work. Room for two of us, but I was able to loosen those way up, reach in here with my right hand and kind of pull that bracket up a little bit, and then on the outside here I was able to get that started by hand. I'm going to send it home, and then I'm going to go reach in there and tighten it up in here, then loosen this, pull the cab back up, and go back and forth a couple times, make sure it works. So let's go do that. Okay, I think that should yeah, I can reach in there, and then I'll get those tightened up, pop the cab up, and see what it does. There we go. Now this thing doesn't want to move. So that's nice and locked in there. It would just be, when you're working on something, then you kind of jar the bucket around, it would bang around on those hinges. And the old ones got all wallowed out and slammed on from the cab, smashing into it. So I wanted to get that that jam bolt in there, or whatever you call this thing in here, and that really locks the cab down good. So we're good on that. Move on to the next thing here.